Hi guys, me and Patricia here with a new video. Today we're going to talk about being gifted. And just so you know, this is my opinion and my thoughts about being gifted. And I don't pretend to have any expertise on any of that or what I speak of. But I'm just going to tell you what my feelings are about being gifted. Because I get a lot of questions about how do I connect with the other side. And a lot of people have the feeling that they've been connecting with the other side too, but they just don't know how or to what capacity they're gifted. And my feelings on this is that some people are meant to use that connection with heaven to help others, and some people aren't. But I do believe we all have the same abilities. Some of us become more aware of it than others, and some just never become aware of it. But I'm sure that a lot of people, if not most people, have had a premonition about something or a feeling that they should do something for some reason, and then it turns out that they didn't, and it was a good thing they didn't. So I think we all are born with the same abilities. There's some of us are meant to use it and some aren't. For myself, I believe I was meant to use it to help others because two reasons. There's been a recurring event in every generation in my family, and that is losing a child at the age of 4 or 5 years old. And honestly, I believe that was meant to put my family, mainly my mother and my grandmother, on a path of helping others, because we've experienced a grief so horrific of losing someone so close and so little that we needed to actually seek out help. My daughter and I happened to seek out help through a medium, and if it were not for that medium, I don't think that any of us would have gotten through the loss of my grandson. My mother was young, and when she lost her brother, which affected her and her grandmother. I mean, her and my grandmother, her mother. And I really believe my mother was intuitive. She showed me a lot of times that she had something going on, because she always knew what was going on before I did, and she always kept me out of trouble that way. But for me, I didn't choose to use my gift till late in life. I really didn't become aware of it until after I lost my grandson. Two things. He was actually the first person I heard talking to me, and I knew he was, before I even knew he was gone, I knew he was gone. And the second thing is, the medium that we sought out to help us get through that grief pretty much told me I should be using my gift. And I had been told that before by a psychic. They told me I wouldn't choose to use it until later in life, and that's exactly what happened. I was in my 50s when I started doing this. So while some of us have, I don't want to say divine purpose, but we're given the awareness, we become aware of the gift enough to be able to help others. Usually, if you check out different mediums and different psychic mediums, they'll all tell you a different story about how they became able to converse with the other side. Some are very young. Some are very young when they start doing that. Some not so young, like myself. I always knew that I had something going on, but I didn't know I was meant to use it to help others until I was shown how much it helps others. It helped me. For myself personally, I think I had to really discover my one-on-one relationship with the Lord before I could do this for others. I truly believe that that had I not been prepared for my grandson's death and to having this gift, I don't know that I would have used it in the way that I'm meant to use it. I don't believe I'm meant to make a lot of money with this gift. It's more about helping others and helping others go through what I went through. Some people make a lot of money doing this, which is their prerogative. They have the free will to do that. And maybe that's what their journey is about, but to reach more people. But for me, it's more of a smaller scale thing and personal one-on-one thing with people. I don't want to get so big that I don't recognize the real meaning behind the gift. Although the Lord does want us to have what we need, and we do need food, and we do need clothes, and we do need to pay the bills. So I do charge a small fee when I do private readings, but I try to give back as much as I can by doing live free readings and what have you. And so as far as what I've been through, I've always had this feeling of spirit around me, but I just didn't know what it was. When I was very young, I would not sleep alone in a bedroom. My sister always had to have the same bedroom as me, because I would not go to sleep without somebody in the room with me, because I was afraid of the dark. I thought that's what it was. I thought it was, but that fear of the dark was really feeling spirit around me. I could feel spirit around me, and it wasn't always a good feeling. And it kind of scared me, and I think that's what my granddaughter went through too for a time. And I believe she's going to be gifted, and I'm sure my daughter's gifted too. So it kind of runs in our family. So I think this is a life purpose for us, for our particular soul family. But, I didn't realize that being afraid of the dark was that I was feeling spirit. And as I grew older, I started to have these, what I called nightmares, and I would float out of my body and go places. And then when I would wake up or try to wake up, I would feel paralyzed and stuff. And that was evidently astral traveling, which is something I didn't know either. I just called them nightmares. But I was always have intuitions. I would always get a feeling of doom when something bad was going to happen, or if I shouldn't do something, I felt like something would hold me back from doing it. And I can't tell you how many times it saved my life. But everybody's different. Like, I've heard of famous people saying they knew from a young age, they met their spirit guide at a young age. For me personally, I haven't met my spirit guide. I have been told I have one, but when I asked them to show themselves, or introduce themselves to me, I don't get any reaction. I don't get any feeling or sight or whatever. But I suppose I do have a spirit guide. Maybe I'm just still in the learning stages of this. But as far as that and all this other stuff, like there's a lot of books about manifesting and spirit guides and all the Reiki and crystals and all that. I'm just a no frills, what I call a no frills medium, where what my main purpose is to help people get through the loss of a loved one. I don't tell the future. I only tell what spirit will tell me. And I am fortunate enough to be able to have several different ways of communicating, like clairaudient, clairsentient, claircognizant, clairvoyant. But all connections are not the same for me either. And I don't find it as easy as maybe somebody like a Teresa Caputo or James Van Prague. I mean, they can just, some connections I get are like, it's just like I'm talking to somebody in person. It's right quick, and it's easy, and it flows. And other times it's like it's like a bad connection on your telephone, so to speak. So I mean, so it just depends on the spirit and what they want to present to the person I'm reading for. And I don't believe that there is. I really don't know about hell. I'm not sure I believe in hell. But I do believe there is a place that people go that is like a waiting room, so to speak, if they need forgiveness from people they hurt on the earth that was really bad. But as far as I can tell, everybody has the gift. Everybody has moments of being able to connect with their angels on the other side. You just have to become aware of it, basically. You just have to know what to look for. For me, I see things like flashes of pictures. I hear things sometimes, depending on the spirit. Sometimes I'll hear all three. Some things I just know, I feel. Excuse me. Sorry about that. But basically, when I hear things, it's not like a voice. It's not like somebody talking to you in human form. It's just like it's like an idea or a thought that comes to you, and it's very prevalent. It's not like your usual thoughts that are just want that kind of wander in your brain. This is like a direct thought. Sometimes it comes in pictures, sometimes even movies. Sometimes I feel like I'm watching a movie, depending on the spirit. Some spirits will take me where they're at if they're visiting their loved ones. When I happen to be reading them, if they're right there with them, some spirits can actually show me where they're at, and I can describe where they're at. It just depends on the spirit. Every connection for me is not the same. It's almost like some spirits have more energy than others, or I have a better connection for some reason with some spirits than others. But if you ever get a feeling like you shouldn't do something, like say you're going to take a trip and you have a bad feeling about it, something bad's going to happen, always pay attention to that, because we are all given guidance from the other side, and sometimes it's meant to save our life or to prevent us from having a bad event happen. So always pay attention to what you're feeling, and sometimes they even come to us in dreams. That's kind of how I started out with helping others. I would get messages in dreams, or sometimes I'd just be passing by on the street and I see somebody I know, and I say hello, and then I get this feeling of doom, and I feel like something's going to happen to them. That happened to me quite a lot, and I never said anything. And then something bad did happen. So now if I feel that, I say it. I don't care how crazy I sound. So anyway, everybody has this ability, but to what extent we're meant to use it it's all different. Some people are meant to use it to help others, some people not so much. Some people may be only meant to use it 1 or 2 times out of their whole life, but to help others. But always pay attention, because we all have the ability, and for most of us, it's for our own benefit. For me, I truly believe I was meant to help others with it, because every generation same thing keeps happening, and I think that's to put us on this. That was to put us on this path, and until one of us figured that out, I believe it would continue to happen. So I'm hoping and praying that this is not going to happen to my soul family in the next generations, because we've figured it out. So I hope you got some good information out of this, and maybe make you think a little bit about when you get feelings of like, I should do this. When things come to us spontaneously, that's usually a guidance from the other side. Like even something simple like you need to pick up milk on the way home, because I've had that happen too. When my kids were little, one time my husband tried to call me at work, but I had already left to tell me we needed milk. So I'm on the way home, and I just got this sudden thought, maybe I should pick up some milk. I picked up the milk. My husband said, "How'd you know we needed milk? I tried to call you." I said, "I don't know. I just kind of thought in my head maybe I should pick up milk." And that's how they work. So always pay attention to those random thoughts that you get that you don't know where they come from, because that's usually guidance from the other side. And with that, I hope helped you in some way to understand a little bit more about our connection with the other side. And if you like this video, please hit the like button and subscribe. It doesn't cost anything to subscribe, but that helps for these videos to get out to more people, the more people that like and share, or like and subscribe. So also have a Facebook page under Medium Patricia Giebel, Giebel. If you'd like to friend me, send a request. And I do live free readings on once a week, usually, sometimes more, depending. Like in the winter time, I might do more than once a week when I'm not so busy. And I do have several books for sale on Amazon.com. You could just search my name, and you'll find them. They'll pop up. A lot of them are self-help. Most of them have some kind of self-help or talk about things that people want to understand that they don't quite understand. Or anyway, thanks for coming and watching my video, and I appreciate it. Again, if you just hit the like button and subscribe, it doesn't cost you anything, and I will put a link to my webpage down below so you can see what I have to offer. I do private readings for a small fee. I can do on telephone, video chat, in person if you're local. So if you think you need one, or need a reading, or if you need some help getting over or learning to deal with a past loved one, just hit me up. It helps a lot to know that they do go on. Okay, thanks again. Have a good day, and God bless you.